There is a crisis of housing affordability all over European cities. And that's a complex phenomenon, and there are multiple factors. But one is these big companies that have been buying homes for years just to make money or to be corporate landlords. And we wanted to know how many homes they own, how many homes have they been buying and selling, how much money have they been making. That's what the investigation is about. It's like, let's find those data and then let's report about it and let's create a database about those things. Maybe housing at first doesn't sound like the most cross-border topic, because housing is mostly regulated at the local level. We all need food, we all need water, we all need healthcare when we are sick, we all need shelter, we all need a home, we all need a roof. But it's not treated as that. It's just left to the market to allocate and to decide. What made it possible and nice at the end is that we all were really into it, and we were very much open to the idea of collaboration. This was never about me, this was never about I, this was always about we and about a team, and it is going to work only if we all work together. You need meetings, you need to plan together, to work together. We have different journalistic languages and different journalistic traditions. It's not the same in Norway as Greece, Italy, Spain, and the UK. We are used to different levels of data accessibility, how easy it is to get data, to report them. There are different cultures of data analysis and visualization, so all that made it quite hard, quite challenging. And then the investigation itself, when we started looking for data, in some places it was more or less easy to get them, in others very difficult. So some people were advancing good pace and others a bit stuck. So the task of coordinating that so that we all could kind of find each other in the middle was also a big challenge.
Why was it important to do cross-border is because this is not a national phenomenon. We, for example, saw company Achilles that was owning property in Sweden, in France, in Germany. But if we take the cross-border approach, we saw that the company was slowly ditching their portfolio in Stockholm in favor of their portfolio in Berlin. I think it's very interesting also for the readers to see that where does their city fare in comparison to other cities. So what is the average rent in Berlin in comparison to Vienna, right? Because Vienna, we found out Vienna was one of the cheapest place to rent. And this, I think, is also empowering to people who rent in Berlin or in Paris to see that this is really too high. So in some countries, the company is very open about what they buy and what they sell. For example, Anglo-Saxon countries are generally very open, but in other countries we have problems. For example, for Greece, there is no data at all because there is no public information on what companies buy there.
Then, in terms of impact, for example, in Norway, of all places, it was huge. Our colleagues there, their website crashed because of all the visits. And it's because they found out that one of the richest people in Norway, he is the main owner of one of the biggest corporations who owns several housing corporations. And they found out that they own thousands of flats in Oslo, yet they were paying very, very, very little tax. The European Parliament used our investigation and our data in a report about the crisis of housing affordability. In Europe, it's really, 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 really hard to create this database that we are still aiming at, which should be in my mind is something also so simple we need to know, yet it's almost impossible. That's not in the public sphere. It's private data providers who get those data and make a lot of money out of it. In one word, I would say the future of journalism is collaboration. Collaboration means coming together to do journalism that's properly in the public interest, because if we are really competing against each other, we may end up just defending private interests. So collaboration in the public interest.